Welcome back to Cityline. With me, if you're tracking who has been on the show, I had this beautiful face on a couple of weeks ago and found out something extra special about her. And I'm talking about she is the founder and president of Girls Hearts on Fire. Welcome back, Cecily Krosky. How are you, my dear?
I am doing wonderful, Amanda. Thank you so much for having me back. I really appreciate it. Excited to be here.
Are you kidding, honey? When you kind of let the cat out of the bag about some of the things you do in your I want to make a difference moments, which I think is probably 24/7 for you. Fred and I jumped at the chance to have you on. So let's talk about what made you decide to create Girls Hearts on Fire.
Yes, absolutely. So honestly, I spent some time in my early 20s reflecting, and I think we all do that on our lives as up to then and kind of where we want to go. And as I was reflecting on my own, I really wanted to create a space for young women to grow as an individual and within a sisterhood. I think it's just really important that having that community and being able to know that you're not alone in some of the things that you're thinking or feeling or going through. And to be quite honest, I never really established goals for myself as a young woman. And so I was kind of teetering in that land of mediocrity where it's like, well, I can make a decision for right now, but I'm not really focused on my future. And I feel like, honestly, deep down, I believe that we all desire and deserve more than just what we're able to do right then and there. And so it was important to create a space where girls could kind of learn more about themselves, learn more about others, and figure out what their next path might be.
You have already just touched on a pearl of wisdom that most people in your generation and my generation know, but we don't speak. And that's that in your 20s, it is a time of searching. It is a time of questioning. And it's okay to do that. And it's okay to need help kind of working those things out.
That's
so
right.
When did you actually start Girls on Fire? When was it founded?
We were founded in 2014. And so it's hard to believe that we are entering our 7th year of operating with programs for our youth in the city. We started out as an extracurricular activity at Schatz Boys and Girls Club. So shout out to them for giving me a chance to come in and just hang out with their youth and provide some pretty fun and interesting opportunities for them.
So if I have a parent that's watching, and I'm sure we do, or I have an aunt who has a niece that's kind of the age group that you're talking about, can you explain what your organization does? How would a young person get involved, and what would they do on a weekly basis?
Absolutely. We are currently offering programming for women that are from 5th grade up to 12th grade. And so there are 3 different levels, and we divide them by age group. So our 5th graders are our sparks, middle school girls are our flames, and our high schoolers are taking that torch and running, and those are our blazes. And we currently are offering programming just to be able to do after school programming with them right now. That's all virtual. Just due to the circumstances, we want to make sure that we can still offer and provide that space, but we want to keep everyone super healthy and safe. But we really began hosting those after school programs, and now we're also including in monthly events. And so we're really excited to be able to share those out. And some of those are just strictly for their participants, and some of them are for themselves and parents or guardians to join in with them. Yes.
Okay, so you're including the parents or the guardians now, which that is affecting generations when you start inviting that company into the inner sanctum.
That's right. It's really important for them to know that they have a strong and vast village, and that's what we want to create. Absolutely.
I'm going to ask this question, and it seems like an obvious question, but I also want to hear it from you, the founder. Why is this so important? I mean, 100 years ago, Girls Hearts on Fire didn't exist. It didn't exist for me 20, 30 years ago either. So why now?
I think in order to have a thriving community, its members need to know their worth. We need to hone in on our gifts and talents. We need to be bold enough to share it with others. We truly want the young women in our program to value themselves and know that their community values them as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that's what we want to achieve. That's why we continue to push forward this work.
Well, as the TNT said, it's the year of the woman on the Tacoma City Council. So we have these young girls have a lot of examples to look up to. Speaking of examples or memories you might have, Cecily, what is one of your favorite moments when you've been working with these gorgeous young women?
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of times adults feel like we have so much to offer and so much to give to our youth. And really what I've experienced being able to work with our girls is they have a lot to teach us. And when you are open to hearing from them and watching them grow, you can learn so much about yourself. And so I always tease and say that I am eternally 13. And I honestly give credit to all of the girls I get to surround myself with, because their energy is just captivating and inspiring on its own. And I think what really means the most to me is watching these girls go through the program and then come back and request to be a part of it as like a mentor or a volunteer at some of our events. And that really shows that we made an impact in their life and they also want to come back and give back. I love that.
Absolutely. I have my daughter who is now 30, and she's going to hate that I said that on the air, but she is. One of the phrases that we share with each other is we'll look at each other and say, when we grew up together, because when you want to be that effervescent 13-year-old forever. And also it takes a special person to look at that 13-year-old and to see all the brilliance. So speaking of that brilliance and alumni coming back in, where do you see Girls' Hearts on Fire in the next 5 years?
Absolutely. Our goal is really to launch in 2 additional programs. And one of those is our Hearts on Fire Entrepreneurs. Because as I'm working with students and we're talking about their academics and mentoring, there are many different post-secondary pathways. And I think that one that's not touched on a lot in youth programming, at least that I've seen, is helping them to curate their idea of success and walking that out. And so with the Entrepreneurs Club, we want to really allow them to have the support from community members and our team to build out an actual business plan. And then also be able to showcase that business plan in front of possible funders and really just empower them, because not every student may choose to go to a university. Some of them may have that bright mind or this service that they want to offer or a product that they want to create. And we want to be there to support them in those avenues as well. And so we're really excited to launch that, and also one-on-one mentoring where we can pair up a youth with a caring adult in the community, and they can really help them walk through some of life's challenges and encourage them to meet those goals that they create.
I love that. I've got about 3 minutes here, and I could talk to you for hours, Cecily. First off, let's talk about partnering. Who have you partnered with in the past, and who are you partnering with now? Because you have a gala coming up. So I want you to drop some names, sister.
Absolutely. So in the past, we've partnered with Metro Parks, YMCA, Tacoma Public Schools, Boys and Girls Clubs. Coordinated Care has been an amazing supporter of us, and really just thinking about the whole child. And we also, would love to highlight some folks in the community who support us and back our programming and the work that we do. And that's Greater Tacoma Community Foundation, Graduate Tacoma, Muckleshoot and Puyallup Tribes, 2020 Vision Group. There are so many people who have come together to really allow us to do this work and show us that they believe in us just as much as we believe in our youth.
I know that you run a close to the bone organization, and when I hear about all of those partners, and you have been around since 2014, have you slept at all? I mean, I don't know how, that's a lot, that's an impressive group of funders and sponsors. And obviously, you're doing something right. So, speaking about doing something right, there's something we can do for you to make all the goodness continue, and that's your gala. Tell us about it.
Yes. So each year we offer a fly gala, is what we call it. And that's our First Love Yourself. And it's a time for young women to come out and get dressed up. And this is in partnership with Allie's Prom Project. Each ticket holder receives a free ball gown, free shoes, free jewelry. And sometimes we have hairstylists that also offer, like, the first 25 people to purchase tickets get free hair. Styles for the event. And so it's beautiful. They get to walk the red carpet. We have dinner, a huge dessert bar. It's just so much fun. They get to be elegant and really just dance the night away, hear from guest speakers. I'm super excited for this year's guest speaker, and dance the night away at the end of it all. It's wonderful. It's what dreams are made of.
Absolutely. So 2 things stand out here. One is, how will you do this safely with, right now, Omicron? And then is it for girls or females, or those who identify as female only?
Absolutely. So this event we are going to be in person again this year. Provided everything kind of stays where it's at right now. But the things that we've put into place to make sure that our participants are safe are making sure that we have our tables and chairs spaced at the 6 feet apart, social distancing standards. Masks are mandatory, and unless you're eating at your table. So we do provide a seated meal. After that, just last year, we also did a masquerade to just kind of play with the idea that we all have to cover our faces, but let's have fun with it. So we're going to make sure that our participants are safe and can still enjoy their time. And yes, this event is opened up to girls and females and anyone who identifies as female.
I love that. Cecily, let me tell you something. Hearts on Fire. How about Cecily and her company On Fire? And of course, I always think about, when I hear the phrase on fire, I personally think about Alicia Keys. And boy, there cannot be a more on fire example than you and her for our upcoming matriarchs in our world. So I want to say thank you so much for being here, for all that you've done. I know there is a team that works with you that we can't get on this Zoom, but thank you to them as well. And I want to have you back on sooner than later, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Oh, our pleasure. We have much more to come on this edition of Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back.